For an industry that is seemingly all about the latest thing, it's often forgotten that the history of it still plays an enormous role, and the biggest names in fashion are often the oldest. Like everything though, fashion must evolve to survive. So, in this final episode, I'm looking at the idea of legacy and what that means in the ever-changing world of contemporary fashion. Steeped in rich history, Balmain has always reinvented itself, morphing between various incarnations of luxury. Over the past few years, however, the house has rocketed to new heights, thanks to creative director Olivier Rousteing, who took the position at just 25 years of age.
Hi. Do you want to show me things?
Yeah.
With Olivier came an opulent vision of luxury, worn by some of the most influential women of our time and seen by millions thanks to the power of social media.
Fucking love that. I love that.
Welcome to the Balmain girl in the Balmain world. I mean, it's the first time I see my dress without a heel. That's nice on you.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Also, I've got the secret tips.
Yeah, nice push-up, right? Can we do a zoom on this?
Shame me.
I think the first thing that is important that I understood from fashion is that it can become your job. And that's something that when I was a kid I didn't know. Because you know, it's the kind of thing that you're sketching, you love clothes, you love talking with your friend and about the last Vogue and stuff. It's something that you're like, oh, that's cool, that's a passion, but you don't think it can become a job.
Yeah.
And I think I realized that after my law school, because I did a law school.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you realize that through studying law, though?
Because I think, you know, I realized that I was not happy.
Right.
And you know, when you realize what makes you happy, it's the kind of thing that you're like, okay, I'm going to push myself to actually make sure that I can become a fashion designer.
Yeah.
And fashion is something that, you know, when you adopt it, for example, I'm adopted. So,
yeah.
I mean, the thing is that I didn't know my parents, so I always loved clothes to actually identify myself to something.
Course, yeah.
You know, I was kind of playing a character, and I think fashion helps you in this way. Like my parents, they stopped to give me money when I came to Italy, and honestly, to be true to myself, I was dancing in a club to actually pay my rent. So they were like, okay, you are shopping too much, we don't give you any more money. I was like, I need to have my Versace bag. No, and I was 18 and 19. So literally,
now I've got an image of you in knickers with a Versace bum bag and like platform heels.
No, the big one with the Medusa, come on.
How much did you get at the club?
$150.
$150?
Yeah.
Did you get tips?
No, wait. Let's be clear. I was dressed. I love clothes. You know me. I wouldn't do something
The irony of having to wear nothing in order to get something.
You know, I had this big afro.
Did you?
Like, yeah, I was like this little...
Les twins?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But honestly, if you believe in you and you work hard, it's not the money that helps. Because you can have a lot of money and not getting the success. And sometimes I also think that it's helped to start from scratch because you push yourself way more.
Yeah. Did you ever think about setting up your own brand? Did you think, maybe I'll just do a DIY approach and just start something now?
No, actually, you know, I always wanted to work for a brand. Because, you know, I love the archives, I love the DNA of a house, and I love to translate it. But I have to tell you also that when I started Balmain, I was the Balmain baby. I think now Balmain is my baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing, is that when I started, I learned a lot from Balmain, and now I feel like I give what I am to Balmain. Today, if I have to do Olivier Rousteing line, it would be exactly what I'm doing for Balmain, because today the brand is me.
Obviously, the landscape in fashion is changing, and you've been a huge pioneer in making it more modern and even taking an old house and making it become relevant. How did you manage to do that, and what are your steps for the future? Like, where do you see it all going?
You know, I think fashion is changing in so many ways. Obviously, the social media is one of the most important things that I think today is like the revolution of fashion, because people is asking what's going to happen to magazines, what's going to happen also to the business, because literally Instagram now is like a new way to communicate and to advertise your own brand. So literally, I think 2 years ago, everybody was kind of scared. You know, they were like, oh my God, is it luxury to go on social media? And now I feel like everybody wants to get on social media, everybody from big group to different houses. And I think that's interesting. When you start to love social media, it's also because you want that your brand is known in also quantity of people, which means that you want to get into a pop culture. And I think that's also a generous way to actually speak about fashion, introduce people to fashion.
Would you say that the way you engage with Instagram from your personal account is kind of typical of someone in fashion?
No, I don't. I think, you know, I think what is funny with my Instagram is that I use it in a really personal way, but at the same time I'm kind of known. So literally it's kind of weird because you can see my promoting my show and the day after promoting my cheeseburger or my chicken McNuggets. But the reality is that is what I say. This is my reality. Welcome to my reality, and I really want to share with people the different sides of me. This is also my life.
Oh God, that's too. But, oh yeah. Did you see his cover? Which you make good points at when we talked about it before, that it's like kind of shocking to see a man naked, but why? Why? Because there's so many women.
You know what was the most shocking thing of this cover is that
they managed to airbrush out your massive dick.
Bitch.
That's the most shocking.
I did this cover and I was just so scared of what people's gonna say, but the worst, I didn't even think about my parents. Yeah, Instagram is also that.
Very cute.
It's all me. Whatever, it's all me.
I think another amazing thing that you've done as well, you've chosen models that are really diverse and also have a really healthy body image, such as Kim Kardashian or Rihanna. I mean, that's really great. I
think it's important to, I think on my catwalk, on my runway, I think it's important to show different faces of women. I love strong women. But I think women, we don't need to hide their personality, we don't need to hide their body. That's my thing. I think it's important that fashion can show different kind of bodies. We have to show that fashion is open-minded. With my fashion, at least, I'm trying to push so much the boundaries of the ethnicity because I feel like there is not enough black and Asian people in the fashion world. Because I also remember when I was a kid that I was dreaming about fashion. Yeah. It was just a dream also because I have no one to identify myself. Yeah. You know? I want to show to people that you can come from an orphanage. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your color. If you believe in yourself, you can work in fashion.
Do you think that in, say, a decade's time or 50 years' time, people will look back at this moment and see it as a pivotal moment in fashion?
I think we don't realize today, but I think, yes, in one decade we will remember this story of fashion. We remember the minimal from the 2000, we will remember like the high-tech revolution of 2010. I think we remember the Rihanna campaign. Yeah. Which can be mine, we can be the Dior one. I think we can remember the first cover of Kanye and Kim on the Vogue US. Yeah. We remember also this Kim effect in fashion. I think that's going to be something really important. You know, like Kim in all the front rows and like being so strong in fashion and like dressing from Alaya to Givenchy to Balmain. I think we will remember also the Kate Middleton wedding in Alexander McQueen. No, but you know what I mean? Actually, you know, it's really interesting.
No, it is.
Because when you think of all what happened during those last 5 years, well, I mean, there's so many things to remember.
It's a fashion revolution.
Wow. Coupé.
We're going to go and see my agent Saif. He is the director of Next Paris, who are a modelling agency. And they're a very traditional modelling agency and they have some of the biggest supermodels in the world. But also, they opened up a talent division, loose term, a few years ago, and they were one of the first agencies to kind of spot that trend for brands to use more personalities as opposed to just straight up models. So they were really ahead of the curve in understanding the viability of social media and the desire for a different style of woman, I think. He can't talk in normal pounds, so I asked him how much a jacket was, and he tried to tell me its price, but it came out like this. It is 8 million. Attends, 800,000. Alexa, it's 880 euro. Okay, 80.
Just looking at myself, slightly embarrassing. Oh, a bit awkward. All the way at the top. I think it's in order of favourites. So, sure, ASAP Rocky, then FF, and then me, in at number 3. First the worst, second the best, third the one with a hairy chest. More models. If you're a proper model, you get a bigger card. Mainly so people can come in and do this. And you can test out a new head before you go to surgery.
I'm a model agent and a talent agent. What I do at the end of the day, it's not about building an image or something that doesn't exist. It's just putting them at their right place.
So you're the middleman?
Yeah.
And the boss?
Yeah, as well.
How did you find it working in that environment? Like, what did you observe when you first started?
How fast it was and how much it wasn't only about fun and images, but about a real business. And I think at that time when I started, it was like 92. So it was kind of the end of this crazy moment where there were tons of money, when people just do jobs without any contracts. It was just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. We send you the girl, you do the campaign. Things changed. Model became all like print shows. Everything was like the same. And then internet, then digital.
Okay, and then when did you start opening up like a talent division, and what does talent encompass?
Basically, at one point, I felt like I needed to feed them with different people, not only about beauty. I think at the beginning, everyone wanted to sign actresses because it was something new. Anna Wintour decided to stop putting like models on the cover of American Vogue, and it was only actresses. So that was like starting from the top, and everyone wanted to have an actress. The fashion industry feeds itself with everything. And then on the other side, what it brings to other industries is very powerful. If Lana Del Rey is on cover of Rolling Stone about her new album, it's great. And it's great in terms of credibility. But if Lana is on the cover of Vogue for her new album, the impact commercially, she have 10 times more visibility.
I was telling them earlier about how you can't say single numbers.
Oh, yeah. That's not nice. And trust me, in my life, I can have to. Can I buy that for 100,000, 10 euros, please?
Initially, my idea that I approached Vogue with was to get designers or creatives, photographers, models, whoever it is that make up the tapestry of the fashion industry, and have questions from me and then questions from young people that have an interest in fashion but didn't know how to get into it. And mainly, I wanted to do that to show that fashion has a way more scope and a larger breadth than I think people give it credit for. I think we found like-minded people that had broken into the fashion industry in unorthodox ways. I hope that this shows that actually everyone's quite approachable and open-minded and keen to involve other people in this industry, and that actually it would really benefit from a fresh injection of new perspectives. To enjoy fashion, you don't have to be sitting front row and feeling like you're important that season, because that actually doesn't mean anything. And I enjoy clothes because I enjoy how they make me feel and how the power I think they have to transform your character into something that you can be whatever you want to be with clothes. It affects everyday people more than you would think. But the thing that I found interesting is actually, rather than uncovering issues, it's been more about scratching beneath the veneer that is presented and figuring out that actually fashion does have heart and soul and depth and emotion. So we need to bring it back to that. If you're at a loose end and you're not sure what to do at this point, and I understand it's been an emotional roller coaster, perhaps you're feeling empty inside, I suggest subscribing to British Vogue and their YouTube channel, and then you can see the entire thing as one blob of great info and entertainment, obviously. Has anyone actually ever voted for Vogue? Oh, they have.